Alright, so we're back and we're going to move into stage 2 of stripping down this harness for today. You're going to need masking tape and a marker to mark all the wires because it's going to start getting a little more complex finding the wires. Electrical tape, razor, and that's about it. And then I've also got my notes now. So these are the connectors. So we've got D, C, E, B, A. They're all listed here. A, C, B, D, E. And this is all coded. So basically, this is connector D, wire 29, or pin 29, sorry. And then I also have the majority, the WRX and RX wires that get merged. So I'm basically going to be finding all these, marking them. But before I do that, we're going to be rescuing these two wires. So I'm going to strip down all of this, follow it back to here, and then once I have those two wires all the way to here, all of that can just be deleted until we just have the ECU harness and the engine harnesses and my clutch stuff. Alright, so I'm going to put it on time lapse while I strip that down, but I'll be back. I haven't finished yet, but I wanted to show you a little trick. So I have the two fuel pump wires that I'm stripping down from the right side of the harness, and a trick that we'll get into later, but I'll show you now, is whenever you're trying to find a wire, the easiest way to do it is to find it over here. If like it's like all the way down there, just pull on it a little bit, and then it should move down here, and that's how you know you got the right one. So that'll come in handy later. Alright, so now I've gotten the fuel pump wires down to this part where it goes to the ECU. So I'm just going to throw those off to the side. And then you'll notice after you've cut all the way down here that now that that's gone, that there's going to be some wires that just pick right up and pull off. And it'll make this separating it a lot easier. So just pull back all the ones that are cut. And then there may be a few that's heading this way that goes down into there that you can just cut at a pretty good length, and we'll figure them out later when we start tracking all the wires from the ECU that we need. But back to time lapse. Alright, so basically what it is, everything that was, cut there that I could pull through, I've pulled through. Now all these wires either go to the ECU or are going up there somewhere, but I can still cut everything here. Things like this that come down to a joint connector, cut it in the single just to cut less. We may have to strip down and cut more later, but just to make it easier, cut anything at the single connectors. I think there's this, and then there's this common black and red like sensor grounds or something like that. This yellow and red one comes down to a single right there. It can just be cut, and then another one. Yeah, so I'm now gonna cut all that right there and then pull this entire right side of the harness out. Alright, so now we're down to basically everything. Remember, not cut your fuel pump wires, keep these as long as you can. And now everything can kind of straighten out. Get your engine harness over here. Kind of pull down wires. If you use electrical tape, you can tape these all together. Keep everything together where they're going. Yeah. So now we can. I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit. Pull everything this way. Tape up the stuff I need to start figuring out, and might also trim down my clutch stuff that I have over here. Alright, I'll be back in a second. Down so you can see everything. So I have the fuel pump wires taped off. They're going to be going that way. Then I have all the wires that I cut in the beginning, plus some that were going off to the right side. And then this is all my clutch stuff. If you're not doing like an OEM manual swap, then you don't really have to worry about this. If you have two manual harnesses, this could have all been cut right here and put together. Then this is your intake wiring that we did in the beginning. That's all going up there, plus your OBD2s. And this is why I said to cut at the single wire, because there's a bunch that went up there that tie off right there. So right off the bat, you probably cut this one, and this can just get pulled out. Actually, there's one leading down to the ECU, so I'm just pulling out the strands that aren't needed. So yeah, there. This one goes down to the ECU. Okay, so we're keeping that one. And then there's two that go into there, but you know, the extra strands can be cut. Okay. I'm just gonna take a quick look at my notes, figure out what to do next. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get to taping off here and stripping down here, coming all the way down to the pins, and then we're gonna start counting pins and labeling. Alright, just to explain before I turn it to time lapse. So I'm gonna put black tape here, keep this whole section, and then I'm gonna strip down all the way to here, and all these things that are taped with blue have their wires cut and can just be yanked out. So this is to the heater core. Yeah, alright. Yeah, this one's to the heater core. This one over here, cruise control. This one I have no idea. It was just taped here, but its wires cut. So cruise control can be pulled out. Heater core can be pulled out. This thing, which goes to some connector in the hood. You don't need it because the RS will have one. So this can be pulled out. This, and this. Again, I'm going to strip down to here and pull those out. Alright, so I pulled cruise control, the heater core plug, this like solenoid plug, and then this one cable plug that doesn't really do anything, which leads to this plug, which is also taped up here, which also doesn't do anything. I'm pretty sure the wires are just in here cut. So if yours has this too, which is like taped up right here, it can just come off. This goes to your air vent or something like that. You can keep this cable or you can simplify it. I'm just going to keep it for now till I know what to do with it. Looks like it has one wire that leads to the ECU. But yeah, now all those cables are out of there. I tape that back up. I'm gonna stop the video here, and then part 3 will be counting the pins, labeling the wires, and I figured out some stuff in my clutch wires. These are all cruise control, so whatever those lead to up there I don't need. So now I'm down to just this. And I'm really thinking that all I need is this starter wire, probably this thick red wire, and whatever leads to the relay. But that's getting simpler. I just tied off the fuel pump here. But yeah, in part 3 I'll be counting the pins and we'll be labeling some wires.